Did you know that there's a part of the U.S. that experiences nighttime for months? Or that Kentucky literally sits on a sea? And there's a piece of American land that's still expanding? U.S. geography is packed with bizarre secrets and unbelievable facts that'll make you look at the map completely differently. So get ready. We're about to dive into 50 insane facts about American geography. Fact number 50. Florida's hidden danger. Beneath the sand, Florida, the Sunshine State, is famous for its beaches, wildlife, and, of course, Florida man. But beneath the golden surface, there's a darker truth. A huge portion of the state sits on soft limestone that dissolves easily in water. The result? Thousands of sinkholes. One of the most chilling examples, a massive underwater hole called the Green Banana, lies about 155 feet below the Gulf of Mexico. Locals have even nicknamed Central Florida Sinkhole Valley. So, while it's paradise on top, the ground beneath is literally disappearing. Fact number 49. Stand in 4 states at once. At one single spot in the U.S., you can stand in 4 states at the same time. The aptly named Four Corners Monument marks the point where Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah meet. It's the only place in the country where 4 borders intersect perfectly. And yes, tourists love doing the awkward 4 limbs in 4 states pose. Fact number 48. The mountains that are still growing. The Appalachian Mountains stopped forming 220 million years ago. But the Rockies, they're still at it. These mountains are geological teenagers, only 35 to 65 million years old. And they're still rising today thanks to the constant shifting of tectonic plates. That's why the Rockies tower up to 14,440 feet, while the tallest Appalachian peak barely reaches half that. Fact number 47. A state, split by time. Kentucky isn't just divided by rivers, it's also split by time itself. The western half of the state, including Bowling Green, runs on Central Time, while the east side operates on Eastern Time. It's almost perfectly divided down the middle, meaning you can literally cross the street and time travel an hour. Fact number 46. The island in the lake, on the island in the lake. This one's a geographical tongue twister. The U.S. owns the largest island in the largest lake and the largest island in the largest lake in the world. Confused yet? Here's how it breaks down. Lake Superior, the biggest of the Great Lakes, contains Isle Royale, which itself has a lake called Lake Siskiwit. Inside that lake is Ryan Island. So, yeah, an island on a lake on an island on a lake. Fact number 45. Nevada's 600 ghost towns. While Vegas glitters, much of Nevada is silent. The state is home to over 600 ghost towns, relics of the gold rush and old railroad days. One of the most famous, Rhyolite, sits near Death Valley, a haunting reminder of boom and bust history, now crumbling under the desert sun. Fact number 44. Minnesota lied to us. The land of 10,000 lakes. Not quite. Minnesota actually has closer to 12,000 lakes, and some estimates push that number past 14,000. Either way, that's a lot of fishing trips. Fact number 43. But Minnesota isn't number 1. Despite all those lakes, Minnesota doesn't hold the crown. That title belongs to Alaska, with an unbelievable 3.2 million lakes. Only a few thousand are even named. It's thanks to ancient glaciers carving out the land and modern permafrost melting. Nature's messy combo. Fact number 42. The last time zone on Earthway out in the Pacific. 2 lonely U.S. territories, Howland and Baker Islands, sit in UTC 12, the world's rarest time zone. They're the very last places on Earth to experience each calendar day. They're also completely uninhabited, serving mainly as wildlife refuge, but still, it's like owning the last minutes of time itself. Fact number 41. The capital you can't drive to Juneau. Alaska is the only U.S. state capital that can't be reached by road. Surrounded by steep mountains and icy waters, it's isolated from the rest of the state's highway system. You can fly in or take a ferry, but there's no road leading out. It's one of the most remote capitals in the world, and locals seem to like it that way. Fact number 40. The world's longest friendly border, EC2's border between the U.S. and Canada stretches over 5,525 miles, and not a single mile of it is militarized. It's the longest undefended border on the planet. Some areas are just quiet forest or frozen lakes where the only thing marking the line is a small sign, and the occasional moose. Fact number 39. 10% of Earth's fresh water in one Lake Superior doesn't just look big, it's colossal. It holds 10% of all the fresh water on Earth. Covering over 31,000 square miles and plunging nearly 500 feet deep, it's more like a small inland sea than a lake. Fact number 38. The Coral Keys. The Florida Keys aren't just pretty beaches, they're ancient coral reefs. The Upper Keys were once living coral systems that thrived 125,000 years ago, back when sea levels were higher. Over time, the coral hardened into limestone, forming the chain of islands we know today. Fact number 37. America's lost ancient city. Long before skyscrapers and suburbs, there was Cahokia. Located near modern-day St. Louis, this Native American city had 20,000 people living there around the year 1100, more than London at the same time. Its massive earthen mounds still stand as silent proof that advanced civilizations thrived in North America centuries before Europeans arrived. Fact number 36. The sea. It shouldn't exist in 1905. An irrigation project in California went horribly wrong. The Colorado River overflowed, filling a desert basin and creating the Salton Sea. For a while, it became a glamorous resort. But because the water had no outlet, it grew saltier and saltier, until everything in it died. Today, it's a toxic, ghostly reminder of human engineering gone wrong. Fact number 35. America's only tropical rainforest. Most of the U.S. is far too cold or dry for tropical rainforests, except for one extraordinary place, El Yunque National Forest in Puerto Rico. It's a lush, misty jungle stretching across nearly 29,000 acres. Despite being small, it's home to hundreds of plant species, exotic frogs, and tropical birds. It's the only rainforest under the U.S. flag, a reminder that America's geography reaches well beyond the mainland. Fact number 34. One mountain. 3 oceans in Montana's Glacier National Park, there's a mountain called Triple Divide Peak, and it's one of the only places on Earth where rainfall can flow into 3 different oceans. A single raindrop landing there could eventually reach the Pacific, Atlantic, or even the Arctic Ocean. It's like nature's ultimate choose-your-own-adventure. Fact number 33. Niagara Falls isn't the tallest, it's massive and iconic. Sure, but Niagara Falls isn't the tallest waterfall in the United States. That honor goes to Yosemite Falls in California's Yosemite National Park. Water there plunges a breathtaking 2,400 feet from top to base, nearly 5 times taller than Niagara. Niagara makes up for it in sheer volume, though, pushing over 700,000 gallons of water every second at peak flow. Fact number 32. The oldest city in America. Welcome to St. Augustine, Florida, founded in 1565 by Spanish explorers. It's the oldest continuously inhabited city in the U.S. Cobblestone streets, centuries-old forts, and colonial architecture make it feel like a slice of old Europe, right in the heart of the American South. Fact number 31. The Panhandle of Slavery. Ever notice that weird little strip on the top of Texas? That's the Oklahoma Panhandle, and its shape is the result of slavery laws. When Texas joined the Union in 1845, slavery was illegal north of the 36-year 30 dotting line. To stay a slave state, Texas had to give up that slice of land, creating the narrow, rectangular panhandle we see today. Fact number 30. the county that touches. 4 states, Oklahoma's panhandle hides another oddity, Cimarron County. It's the only county in America that borders 4 different states: Texas, Kansas, Colorado, and New Mexico. With a population of just over 2,000, you could literally travel through 4 states before breakfast. Fact number 29. America's most landlocked point. If you're in Allen, South Dakota, congratulations, you're standing in the most landlocked place in the entire Western Hemisphere. It's over 1,000 miles away from both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. For locals, a trip to the beach isn't just a drive, it's an expedition. Fact number 28. Texas is bigger than Europe. Thinks everything's bigger in Texas isn't just a saying. It's true. At over 268,000 square miles, Texas is larger than any country fully located in Europe, including France, Germany, and even Ukraine. Only Russia beats it. But most of Russia is technically in Asia. Fact number 27. The state. With no natural lakes, you might think Arizona or Nevada would take this one. But no, it's Maryland. Despite being crisscrossed by rivers and bays, every lake in Maryland is man-made. Even Lake Habib and Deep Creek Lake were created by dams. Fact number 26. The Republic of Vermont. Before it joined the United States, Vermont was its own country for 14 years. After declaring independence in 1777, it created its own constitution, currency, and government, even abolishing slavery before most states. It eventually joined the Union in 1791, but its independent streak never quite disappeared. Fact number 25. New York is south of Rome. It sounds unbelievable, but New York City actually sits farther south than Rome, Italy. Because of the Atlantic Gulf Stream, Europe is much warmer than places at the same latitude in North America. That's why January in Rome feels like spring, while New York feels like Antarctica. Fact number 24. Louisiana is sinking. Louisiana is slowly disappearing into the Gulf of Mexico. Every 100 minutes, the state loses an area of land the size of a football field due to erosion and rising sea levels. At this rate, parts of southern Louisiana, including areas near New Orleans, could be underwater by 2080. Fact number 23. Tornado. Capital of the world, no state gets hit by more tornadoes per capita than Oklahoma. Sitting in the heart of Tornado Alley, it averages about 50 tornadoes every year. The reason? It's where cold, dry Canadian air collides with warm, moist Gulf air. Nature's perfect storm recipe. Fact number 22. The moving islands. The Outer Banks of North Carolina are literally on the move. They're made of sandbars that constantly shift westward with each major storm, as waves carry sand from one side to the other. The islands you see today won't be in the same place a century from now. Fact number 21. The island that keeps growing. While Louisiana sinks, Hawaii's Big Island is expanding. Since 1983, volcanic eruptions from Kilauea and Mauna Loa have added more than 500 acres of new land to the island. Older islands like Oahu are shrinking, but the Big Island, it's still growing. One lava flow at a time. Fact number 20. The state of 4 deserts. Arizona is the only U.S. state that contains parts of all 4 major American deserts: the Sonoran, Mojave, Chihuahuan, and Great Basin. No wonder it's home to some of the hottest and driest landscapes on Earth. Fact number 19. America's diamond mine. If you've ever dreamed of finding a diamond, head to Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas. It's the only public diamond mine in the world, and you get to keep whatever you find. So far, over 35,000 diamonds have been discovered there, including the largest ever found in the U.S., a 40.23-carat gem nicknamed Uncle Sam. Fact. Number 18. Flatter than a pancake scientists from Texas State. University once compared the topography of Kansas to a literal pancake, and Kansas won. Mathematically, it's flatter. So yes, all those flat Kansas jokes, 100% accurate. Fact number 17. One area code. States, while big cities need dozens of area codes, 11 U.S. and states have just one. They include Alaska, Wyoming, Delaware, Maine, North and South Dakota, Vermont, Montana, New Hampshire, Hawaii, and Rhode Island. Fewer people. Simpler dialing. Fact number 16. The meteor that shook Arizona around 50,000 years ago, a meteor about 150 feet wide slammed into northern Arizona, creating the Barringer Crater, one of the best-preserved impact sites on Earth. It's 570 feet deep and nearly a mile across, and you can still walk its rim today. Fact number 15. The longest natural bridge in Utah's Arches National Park, you'll find Landscape Arch, a breathtaking natural rock bridge stretching nearly 300 feet across. It's only 6 feet thick at its narrowest point, and a huge chunk fell off in the 1990s. Yet, somehow, it's still standing. Fact number 14. The lone border. State Maine is the only U.S. state that borders exactly one other state, New Hampshire. Every other side of Maine is bordered by Canada or the Atlantic Ocean, making it one of the most geographically unique states in the country. Fact number 13. The floating post office in Detroit. There's a postal ship called the J.W. Westcott the Kentuckian that delivers mail to other ships as they pass through the Detroit River. It's the only floating post office in the U.S., with its own zip code, 482222. Fact number 12. The cheese microbe. State leave it to Wisconsin to make even bacteria official. Its state microbe, Lactococcus lactis, is used to make cheese, a fitting tribute for America's dairy capital, which produces billions of pounds of cheese every year. Fact number 11. 64 days of darkness. In the Arctic town of Utqiagvik, Alaska, the sun sets in mid-November and doesn't rise again until late January. That's 64 straight days of night. But locals don't mind. They get 24-hour daylight for 2 months in the summer to make up for it. Fact number 10. The mountain. Mystery: which U.S. state is the most mountainous? Depends who you ask. Alaska has the most mountains overall. Colorado has the highest average elevation. West Virginia is entirely within a mountain range. And Nevada? It has the most mountain peaks per square mile. So technically, they're all right. Fact number 9. The Forbidden Monkey Island. Off the coast of South Carolina sits Morgan Island, home to over 4,000 rhesus monkeys and 0 humans. It's closed to the public, used solely for scientific research. You can only see it from a boat, which is probably best, since those monkeys don't exactly welcome visitors. Fact number 8. The moonbow of Kentucky at Cumberland Falls in Kentucky. Moonlight sometimes refracts through mist, creating a rare moonbow, a rainbow made entirely from moonlight. It's one of only a few places in the world where you can see this eerie, silver arc. Fact number 7. The fastest wind on Earth. In 1934, atop Mount Washington in New Hampshire, the wind hit a terrifying 231 miles per hour, the fastest ever recorded at the time. That's stronger than most Category 5 hurricanes and fast enough to knock you straight off your feet. Literally. Fact number 6. The river that flows backward. In 1900, Chicago engineers pulled off one of the greatest civil engineering feats in history. They reversed the flow of the Chicago River. The city's waste used to flow into Lake Michigan, its main drinking source. So they built a canal system that sent the water flowing the other way, saving the city from disease and turning nature upside down. Fact number 5. The town of one person. For years, Buford, Wyoming, had a population of 1. Its only resident, Don Salmons, lived, worked, and even ran a gas station there until he sold the town at auction in 2012. It's now owned by a Vietnamese businessman who renamed it Findeli Town Buford. Population, still 1. Fact. Number 4. The underground city beneath Kansas City, Missouri, lies Subtropolis, one of the world's largest underground business complexes. Carved into limestone caves, it spans over 6 million square feet and houses everything from record storage to car collections. It stays at a perfect 68 degrees year-round. No air conditioning needed. Fact number 3. See the Earth curve. Utah's Bonneville Salt Flats are so vast and perfectly flat that on a clear day, you can actually see the curve of the Earth. It's also where world land speed records are set, as racers take advantage of the smooth, natural salt surface. Fact number 2. The island that time. Forgot Ni Hao. One of Hawaii's islands is completely closed to the public. Owned by the Robinson family since the 1800s, it's home to native Hawaiians who live traditionally, speak Hawaiian, and maintain their culture away from modern influence. Only invited guests or locals may set foot there. Fact number 1. The Republic of Rough and Ready. In 1850, the California mining town of Rough and Ready declared itself an independent republic, frustrated with taxes and mining regulations. But just 3 months later, on July 4th, the residents decided independence was too lonely and rejoined the United States. So, which of these facts blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you made it this far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more deep dives like this one. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another wild geography story. Geography story.